let me love you.
Hey guys, it's Midnight here back for another video. Today I'm going to do a review for the 2025 Chinese drama Shadow Detective. In the early 1930s, a mysterious death of a female college student in her dormitory occurs in Shanghai. Detective Guan Cen of the Central Police Station meets Lu Yi Zhen, a female college student who loves detective novels, and this leads to the uncovering of a 17-year-old child abduction case. 2 years later, Lu Yi Zhen participate in Shanghai's first batch of female police officer recruitment, and Guan Cen becomes her direct superior. In the police station where cases are rampant, the two join forces to reopen the investigation into the child abduction case, dispelling the fog and nightmares that have shrouded them. Starting out with the characters, you have Guan Cen. He is a detective who seeks out Lu Yi Zhen for her ability to remember a case that happened many years ago when they both were kids. Next is Lu Yi Zhen. She participated in Shanghai's first batch of female police officer recruitment. Despite her and Guan Cen getting off on the wrong foot, she agrees to help him resolve many cases. Moving into the plot set storyline, I want to talk about the pacing. I didn't care for the pacing of the series, considering that there was a huge time jump to when Yi Zhen becomes a police officer. However, the pro to that is that we see her and Guan Chen's relationship progress in a positive way, since Yi Zhen didn't trust him and he was quite untrustworthy at the time. It gave way for both of them to calm down and for Guan Cen to reflect on his actions. On the other hand, I don't know if I'd say that this series needed to be 24 episodes. I think it could have been just a little bit more longer. Going into the mystery, as much as I love Wang Shiyu, I didn't quite like the mystery in here. As a disclaimer, I'm not blaming him since he didn't make the show, yet he is pretty good when it comes to his show being mystery first and romance second, whether he picks his series or his team does. However, this one wasn't particularly my favorite because there wasn't a perfect balance of mystery and romance, considering that this was clearly tagged as a romance compared to his previous works. For example, The Double and Calming Wave, aka The Wanted Detective, I literally skipped most of the episodes because it was just filled with a lot of mystery to the point that it overshadowed the romance aspect of the series. They also focused way too much on it to the point that there were a lot of plot holes as well. I would also like to mention that he is the only person that I would watch a mystery series by, and I like to think that he popularized it, considering that there is a lot of shows that are coming out with mystery romance driven shows by his performance in The Double. However, without him, I would not watch a mystery genre as a standalone genre. Next is the romance. I'm afraid to admit that Wang Shiyu and Wu Ji lacked chemistry, in the show for me. Despite the fact that I did enjoy the sweet moments that their characters had, it doesn't change the fact that they didn't have any chemistry, and this stems mostly from the plot. My main issue with Jie Yi, her acting for the most part was rather bland and lackluster at best. For the entire episode, minus the first two episodes, she remained with such a serious and stoic facial expression, and when she did smile, it came off as cringe and awkward. On the other hand, my biggest issue with the romance is the setup of their relationship, in which didn't make any sense. Guan Cen takes the risk in publicly sharing that Yi Zhen was a child in the child trafficking case, and all those memories came flashing back when she learned the truth that her family has been hiding from her. He shares said information, hoping that she would remember said memories so that she could help him solve what would be considered a quote-unquote cold case. However, everything goes south when Guan Cen becomes selfish as he puts her in danger so he could solve said case. Long story short, I don't understand how he fell in love with her, considering that he wanted her solely to help him solve a case that she was involved in as a child. For example, in The Double, Duke Su was always in love with Fa Fei from when she was happily married, as it was insinuated. Their relationship just came out of nowhere. There wasn't much build-up. This goes back to me saying how the show could have been more than 24 episodes, only if they took the time and thought every episode through thoroughly. Also, with them focusing too much on the mystery, every episode it was them investigating, and they didn't really spend much time together, going on dates and spending time together on their day off and whatnot. And last but not least is the production. This is clearly a low budget show, considering that they could have done better with Ji Yi's outfit, since her character wore the same outfits, which technically everybody wore the same outfits. I didn't mind everyone wearing the same outfits, but her outfit was quite noticeable being in rotation every couple episodes. Also, they could have done better with her hairstyle as well. The bob did not suit her. I liked her better when she had her long black hair, in the first 2 episodes. In conclusions, I would still recommend the show, especially if you like Wing Shiyu, since he carried another show on his back once again. I would rate this a solid 3.5 out of 5. Concerning the plot, I was also disappointed with the fact that Yishi dropped this out of nowhere from little to no promotion. I think they might be building up for the release of Love in the Red Dust that is supposed to be released next year. I hope they don't do this again, because this Calming Wave, aka The Wanted Detective, and Love in the Red Dust are my most anticipated shows for Wing Shiyu, and this is not a good thing for those who are a fan of him and those like me who just enjoy his acting as an actor. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe, and please hit that bell notification for more uploads from me.